What's going on, Moon Gang? I'm sure you're wondering, what's all this hubbub about a AMC executive selling a whole bunch of stock? Well, in this video, I'll be going over all of the details that you need to know, and I'll do my best to explain the significance of the sale. Also, I'll be going over some very important data points for both AMC and GameStop, and make sure you stick around until the end because I'll be doing a relatively brief technical breakdown of both AMC and GME so we know what price levels to watch when the stock market reopens tomorrow. Just so you know, before I get into that, today I'm filming this after the market is closed on Monday, March 29th, and as of now, AMC is trading at $10.35 and GameStop is trading at $182. Also, second reminder, don't forget that the stock market is closed this Friday for Good Friday. It's a market holiday. All right, let's hop right into it. Oh, I actually forgot about this. Pinch me, I must be dreaming, because Motley Fool finally wrote a somewhat positive article related to AMC. 3 stocks that could be ready to pop this week. Honestly, I didn't believe it when people on the live stream chat were talking about it because it seems like both AMC and GameStop have had a barrage of negative articles from GameStop, but they finally wrote something nice. It's kind of funny. The first one was Chewy, just that connection through Chewy and GameStop. Anyway, this one I want to talk about AMC. So AMC Entertainment, the stock plummeted 26% in a week that saw the country's largest exhibitor hit an important milestone with 99% of its theaters now open. But hang on, things should start to get markedly better starting this weekend. Godzilla vs. Kong, Space Apes, hits the theaters later this week. It was a global juggernaut abroad over the past weekend, drumming up $122 million in box office receipts relative to $70.3 million in China relative to other movies such as Wonder Woman 1984. It did super well. So this is just a nice little positive development. I wanted to throw that in, that right now Godzilla vs. Kong, Space Apes are doing pretty well. Now, even though this is positive, I do want to go into potentially it at least scared a fair amount of people. This was posted on Barron's. AMC executive sells large amounts of stock. Ooh, big headline. So obviously, you know, the tone going into it, they're trying to be bearish. But let's get into the details. Is it bearish? Is it bullish? Let's figure out it in the data. The selling was led by Stephen Colonero, Executive President and Chief Marketing Officer, who sold 100,000 AMC shares on March 23rd for $1.1 million at $10.52. He now owns 109,000 shares, according to a form he filed with the SEC. So to be fair, this article, like this headline, pretty clickbaity, but in the end, they just kind of ran through some data points, and I figured we might as well just double check them. So whenever there's an executive or a board member or something like this selling, there is actually an SEC report. I can make sure to link this below, and all of those data points were right on. Right here, March 23rd, sold 100,000 at an average price of $10.52, just a little bit over that. If you read the green here, it was in multiple sales. That's the guy's name. So yeah, $1 million to the average person does sound big, but let's go over a couple facts. First of all, when they say large, I'm confused on why they say that. So first of all, let's look at in terms of AMC. If we fast forward to the 23rd, there was about 88 million shares traded. So 100,000 by 88 million. That's pretty much less than 0.1%. So they definitely don't mean a large, considerable sale in that term. Okay, so let's see maybe if they mean large in another one. Well, right here, and you can see, once again, this is Ortex. This is now the data provider that I'm using. Pretty cool. There's a link below. But anyway, okay, so we have that 100,000 right here traded. We know that he has 109,000. Well, if we know it's not big in terms of volume, maybe it's big in terms of everyone. Well, here's the current ownership. We have basically investment company, investment management. Okay, so the first actual person is the CEO. Makes sense that Adam Aron does have the most, so he has 1.26 million. Below that, we have executive vice president. Well, they have 202,000. They have 181,000. They have 173,000, 149. And right here, a couple down. So basically 6 people down, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, here's the guy, and that's after the sale. And then below him, there's an entire list of people that still own less than him. So in terms of the company, they can't mean a big sale, or actually, what was it? Was the exact term? I want to get this right. Saul's large amount. So it's not large amount in terms of volume. We just saw that. It's below 0.1%. Granted, this, whatever his title is now, Chief Marketing Officer, Steven, granted, there are 6 people above him, but there's way more than 6 below him. So they don't mean large in terms of within the company. So the only thing I can really gather is that this person sold just a little under 50% of their share, locked in $1 million, but it's just big in the terms of, we think $1 million sounds like a lot of money, and it is a lot of money, but to me, just classic clickbait title. They know a lot of people are interested in AMC. They know with kind of a negative connotation title like that, people are going to read it. But in terms, it's not big in terms of volume. It's not big in terms of the overall company, in terms of individual ownership, like board members, all that stuff. It's just big in the fact that $1 million sounds like a lot, and they're trying to get a bunch of clicks. To me, that's all it is. I wouldn't worry about it at all. In fact, I think it's actually bigger news how well Godzilla vs. Kong is doing. But that's just my own opinion. Okay, so that's what's going on with those two, I guess, news story updates. The other thing I want to go over right now, so AMC, as of today, the most recent updates from Ortex, I'm going to get into basically a practice of continually daily giving you guys an updated short interest and on loan. So right now, the estimated short interest of the free float for AMC, the short interest is 17.8%, and there's 114.5 million shares on loan. Once again, that doesn't mean that they're all shorted, but there's a very, very high correlation. And in terms of your GameStop numbers, we are currently sitting at an estimated short interest of the free float at 24%, and on loan, there is about 12.6 million. Once again, doesn't mean that they're all short, but there's a very strong correlation. So both of these numbers still sky high relative to stocks that have a high short interest. So they're still high. That's the end of it. The data is saying that the values are still high. Before I get into that technical breakdown though, one thing I wanted to point out about AMC that I personally just thought was interesting. So right here, what I have on the screen, and I know there's a lot going on, but I have CTB, which stands for cost to borrow. Whenever you're borrowing from someone to take a short position, you pay a fee. And whenever you hear a number, that's if you were to swing it for an entire year. So if you hear a cost to borrow of 10%, you're paying a 10% fee if you had it for the entire year. So if you only have it for 1 week, well, you just divide the 1 week by the 1 year. So I was checking this out to see what people were paying when it first squeezed back in late January, early February. And at first I was looking at average, and then I was thinking about a conversation I had with the co-founder of Ortex. So then I looked at min and max, as in on that exact day. It wasn't like we were all paying the same fee. Some hedgies got higher fees, some hedgies got lower fees, and I was pretty curious about the difference. So if we look at this little run from Wednesday, January 27th, all the way up to Thursday, February 4th, every single day for that entire range, one hedge fund was getting a very, very friendly rental rate of 0.35%. All right, well, what's 0.35 relative to what some of the maximum people were paying? Well, to start off, they paid the maximum on that exact same day. Someone paid a 75% fee, someone paid an 86% fee, a 32% fee, and my favorite is the sky high value of 259% cost to borrow. Once again, that's an interest. So right here on Wednesday, February 3rd, someone dirt cheap fee of 0.35%. Someone paid a sky high fee of 259%. And then if you look at the average, that means it's weighted more like it wasn't a 50-50. It wasn't like 50% got that, the other 50. The average is very high. So that's telling you that a couple select few people, and I don't have the data to say why someone got such a cheap fee, but if I had to theorize now, and once again, we're getting into the point of away from data in just my opinion, it seems like there's some friendly hedgies out there that might be like, hey man, I'm about to go get under or get pushed under. I'm about to have a bad payday. Wash my hand, I'll wash yours. Do me this favor, I'll do you a favor down the road. Once again, to clarify, I'm not a financial advisor. This is just my own opinion, but this is the data. Someone had to pay sky high 260%. Someone paid a dirt cheap 0.35%, and they did that for days in a row. And now I'm just a little bit curious of, why was someone being so nice to another hedge fund? Just a little bit of food for thought. Take that data for whatever you want it to mean. All right, so we went over the articles, all the short interest, and the on loan for AMC and GME. Now, finally, let's do a quick breakdown of AMC and GME, just so we know the important technical levels. First, I wanted to go over the S&P 500 ETF. Basically, think of it as a basket of 500 of the biggest companies in the U.S. Basically, it's a barometer for the overall stock market. The all-time high, like ever, not just recently, but ever, has been 398, as in like, hey, you might be looking around and think that the economy is a bit weird. Well, I have news for you. Recently, the stock market hit a new all-time high. Obviously, that's a big disconnection from reality. But anyway, the S&P 500 right now is at 396, so less than 1% away from an all-time high. The market right now, very, very green. The bulls are in control. It does seem as if like your blue chip stock investments, if you have those, anything outside of AMC and GME, should be ideally doing relatively well at this moment in time. The bulls are in control. I just wanted to get that in there. So now let's talk a little bit about AMC. All right, this is AMC's daily chart. It's kind of like halfway in this region. It shot up from 550 all the way to 1450, and now we're trading at 1040. So halfway in there. And I guess to really better understand, this is AMC's 30-minute chart. For a while, it was following this downtrend. It broke out, and now it's just consolidating. Usually consolidation like this does favor the bull camp. I say usually because there's always counterexamples to each rule, but as you can see in the relative strength index, also known as the RSI, basically just an indicator that maps out bullish against bearish momentum. Perfectly neutral right now. The bears aren't winning, the bulls aren't winning, but I do like how for multiple times the stock has caught itself at $10. So tomorrow, honestly, I thought we were going to hit it today, but tomorrow I will be looking for a breakout of 11. I can't guarantee anything. That's what I'm personally watching for. Basically, we're playing this range from 10 to 11. I'm excited to see how that happens tomorrow. And in terms of GameStop, very similar. I mean, we all know that these charts look pretty similar at this point. A lot of Wall Street, a lot of retail traders are treating and trading these stocks as if they have a similar thing, and that's why they end up looking the same. Well, anyway, there's also been a similar downtrend in GameStop, a little bit more severe, but we got that breakout. Same thing right now. GameStop all day battled it out at this very important price level of 185. Why is it important? Well, that's just because it's been important in the past. It's bounced off of it. It's been rejected by it. Important price levels in the past tend to stay important in the future. And right now, 185 on GameStop, ticker symbol GME, is still very, very important. So I'm looking for it to overtake that. There's a region of resistance from 2 to 212. I would love to see that break out tomorrow. In terms of support, the closest support is around 158. So that's what I have in store for you today. Just so you know, on the overall day, AMC gained 1%. Overall on the day, GameStop gained 0.17%. So both were slightly green, which is a win for us. Not only is it a win because they're green, but remember, every day we're not going down. That means that everyone who's shorting it are paying a fee to swing the position overnight. So every day we don't go down, if we're going up or sideways, I would strongly argue that that's actually a win for us. So overall, interesting start to the week. Very, very excited to see how this all plays out tomorrow. And if you want to check it out on the live stream, talk about some of these things in real time, I'd be more than happy to see you there. We live stream Monday to Friday. Don't forget to join up with the Moon Gang by hitting the subscribe button. If you don't want to miss any of the content notifications for videos such as this one or the live streams, make sure you're going over the bell icon, clicking on it, and switching it to always. And finally, if you want 2 free stocks, make sure you're checking out this link to Webull. This is the Webull trading platform here. You get one for signing up and another one for depositing $100. And also, the way I'm getting all this short interest information, all the insider buying and selling, and all this, the cost to borrow stuff, all this stuff that I've been doing this research on, it's all through Ortex. So if you want a 7-day free trial, there is a link in the description below. Same with Webull. And until I catch you next time, best of luck in the stock market.